Hello, Anatoly here, and today I'm going to show you how I import Valve-made flexes into 3ds Max for animating. Basically, the result looks something like this. You can use pretty much all the flexes that Valve has made for the TF2 models, and they animate properly and render properly most of the time. There are some glitches, but mostly it's fine. So yeah, let's get started. I'm going to assume that you have some basic knowledge of 3ds Max and that you have imported a TF2 model and that you're capable of rigging it. This is, by the way, detailed in the Jazzman's video tutorial. I'm probably going to link it either in the description or in an annotation. Alright, so what you'll need to do this. First of all, of course, you need 3ds Max. The version I use is 2011. You'll also need Source SDK, which it would be installed and updated. You're also going to need GCFscape. Also, you will need Cloud's OBJ name fixer, which I will provide. And you will need a batch importer for 3ds Max, which I will as well provide. Okay, as an example, we're going to use this very engineer model, except I'm not going to use this file because the rigging is already done here, and as you can see, the face works. Okay, so first of all, you'll need to make sure that your Source SDK is up to date. This is pretty important, mind you. So, launch Source SDK. Basically, I've come across that if it's not, if the content is not refreshed, you might not have the dmxedit tool available, which we'll need later on. Alright, so here's Source SDK. You'll need to do this, basically refresh SDK content. Double click this and wait. Alright. Next, you'll need to fire up GCFscape, which is a very challenging task apparently. Now open up okay, so go to your steamapps folder, open up sourcesdk.gcf, navigate to source SDK content, TF, model source, player, we're going to use engineer, so engineer, parts, DMX. Now you'll want to export these two files. So engineer morphs high and engineer morphs low.dmx. Right click, extract, didn't work so well. Okay, so another way to do this, I'm going to make a folder for this. I'm going to call it TF2 stuff as it is in the tutorial. And I'm just going to drag and drop those files in there. Like this. I'm pretty sure you're not going to need GCFscape later on, so just close it. Now, you're going to want to open up your Source SDK folder, which is located in steamapps username, Source SDK. There is. Then go to bin, orangebox, and shift right click on bin and find open command window here. This is a pretty nifty tool right here. You'll need to create the export folder here as well, which I'll call OBJ, and I'll make a folder called DMX and move these things there. Alright. Now, you're going to want to create a text file right in this bin folder right here. A new text document. Call it my dot. Actually, I'm going to name it just my.txt for now, because you'll need to save it as Lua, and not everyone has the extension display on, so you're going to want to basically put this here as you can see, this is the folder that I have just created with the DMX and the OBJ. So yes, then go to File, Save As, save it as my.lua. And I already have one, so I'm just gonna name this my2.lua. Okay, so this is done. Make sure you get the syntax right, because this is Lua and it's quite silly. Okay, so command window. Input this dmxedit, my2 in this case, .lua. I'm pretty sure that you don't need this thing, no before, because it's should work anyway. Yep, that seems to work. That seems to have worked. This is how it should look like. And now if you go to TF2 stuff, nothing is here. Oh yeah, right. Engineer. HWM. Okay, now we have the folder structure. Let's try this again. And yay, we have everything right here, all the flexes. Alright, now as you can see, the HWM folder has a lot of useless stuff, which is basically mixed flexes, as you can see. So it's OpenJaw plus OpenOLE plus, yeah, so basically asterisk plus asterisk dot asterisk. Yeah, there we go. Select all. Delete. You're not going to need those. So now, as you can see, you have a nice and clean HWM folder, as well as the normal flexes. I still use the normal flexes for lip sync, and I use the HWM flexes for everything else. So now, what you're going to want to do is get Cloud's name fixer. So yes, copy it to your export folder here and to your HWM folder here. Run it and done. Run it here and done. Now you can delete it from here safely. Okay, now we're gonna want to open an engineer rig that doesn't have the head rigged. So that will probably be the previous iteration. Let us see. SMD import skin. Yes, this will do. This doesn't have a head. Alright. So as you can see, this is an engineer model that is rigged with CAD. It works, but it doesn't have any flexes. This is sad. So let us get some flexes in here. First of all, animation layers. You should have those. You should really, really have those if you're doing animation. Because basically, if you don't know what these do, for example, I can hide the cat rig and just have the mesh now. I can, oh wait, I already have the morphs in. Okay, I'll just show you the layers then. I can hide the mesh. I can show or hide the valve bones, which I really don't want to have all the time. I can freeze the mesh so I don't select it accidentally when I'm animating and stuff like that. So yes, use layers. Let's try previous iteration. So, for example, we're going to use a fresh ng SMD. A fresh ng rig. Yes. So, basically, as you can see, this doesn't have anything at the moment. So this is the same state as if you have just imported the SMD. I'm not going to make the rig now because I've already showed it to you, and The rig making is covered by the Jazzman in his tutorials, and it's pretty in-depth and awesome, so do those instead. Now, what we're going to want to do is select the mesh, make a new layer for it. Yeah. We shall call it mesh. Then select the bones, which would be everything but the mesh. Make a new layer, call it bones. Yeah, okay, select nothing, make a new layer, call it import or morphs. Yes, morphs will work. Make sure it's ticked, so imported stuff will go in it. Then max script, run script. Find your batch loader script that is supplied with this tutorial. Open it. There you go. Now press this button. Go to your TF2 stuff folder. There we go. OBJ, engineer, HWM. Okay. Click the import radio button, select all, and go. All right. So now just hide everything but this. And now you're going to want to delete everything but the heads, because you don't really need anything else but the heads. So those little straps, these little things, this as well. And now we have a ton of engineer heads right here with all the flexes. Looks a bit creepy, doesn't it? Okay. So now you're going to want to select head 0. This thing right here. Select it. And put it into the mesh layer. Then hide the morphs, unhide the mesh. Select head 0. If it imported like this, just rotate it 90 degrees. Make sure the snap is on so it's exactly 90 degrees. Then, okay, align it with the SMD import head. Shouldn't prove too challenging of a task. I'm not sure if you can align it using the align tool, but it's not really necessary because you're only going to need to align 2 coordinates. Just zoom in as close as you want. And there we go. Now for this. Okay. Can't see shit, Captain. Somewhere here. Alright, this should do it. Again, I'm not sure if you can use the max align tool. I'm going to try. It's Alt A, by the way. And doesn't work. Okay, let's just undo that. Okay. So now you're going to want to select the head 0 head, find skin wrap right here, click add and click on the mesh. Okay. Now you're going to want to click convert to skin. Alright, so what you should have now is both the heads animating with the bones. That looks about right. So we can just, yeah, okay. So now select SMD import. Click on editable mesh. When this dialog pops up, click hold yes. Go to the element selection mode and select, well, in this case we're a bit fucked because the element selection mode selects the entire body of the engineer as well as the head. So we're going to go into polygon selection mode, deselect everything below the head, and then just do it like manually. By the way I'm doing this is Alt and mouse drag. I have deselected a couple of polygons that I shouldn't have, but this is no big deal. We'll reselect them in a bit. Just do it like this. Okay, so now make sure you're in selection mode so you don't like move something by accident. And now just select here this and this and this and this and that and all this, yes, and this. Okay, we can't see it in the 3D view because the layer of the head is right there, which we're going to hide. Oh wait, yeah, we're just gonna hide the head. Go to editable mesh again, hold yes, polygon mode, yeah, there we go. Okay, so now the tedious process of selecting polygons. Maybe we can select by smoothing group. Let's see. Select by SG. Don't have any. Oh well. Yeah, basically just hide this. You're gonna want to hide the teeth as well because, yeah, they are in the imported head as well. The hat is not, so keep the hat. And now hide these as well. I hate this. This is one of the not so fun parts of animating. Alright, this appears to be it. Okay. Now unhide the head 0 head, and we should see that it is aligned perfectly. Okay, select head 0 now. And yeah, head 0. Okay. Find the morpher modifier. Place it on the skin. Click load multiple targets. Either unhide the morphs layer or just click display hidden objects right here. Then select all, load, and there you have it. All the HWM flexes working properly, almost in a perfect way. So you can make your own Vaginier in 3ds Max. I am pretty sure that's it. So, thank you for watching this. Big thanks to MaxOS2D, xCloud X01, the Jazzman, the person who made the batch loader script. I'm sorry, I don't know what your name is. The next tutorial is going to cover the custom eyes I have for the models, which you can check out right here in a second. Alright, so this is the spy rig I used for the staring contest video. As you can see, it has custom eyes, which have a look at constraint. So when I select that object, and when I move it, the eyes look at it, like this. And those are actually two separate objects. One is linked to another. Or they're in a group actually. But yes, each one of them controls one eye. So you can make a dub face. You can do whatever you want. There we go, a dub face that everyone just loves so much. And it renders properly as well. There we go. So yes, this is going to be covered in the next tutorial. Thanks for watching.